Close your eyes for a second. Think back to that feeling. The one where your hair stood on end, your heart was hammering against your ribs, and the only thing you could do was stare at your screen in absolute silence. We've all been there. That moment where anime stopped being just a cartoon and became a core memory. Most lists you'll find online are safe. They're boring. They give you the same recycled takes you've heard since 2015. But this is different. We are in 2026, and the landscape of peak fiction has shifted. We've seen gods fall and legends rise. Today, we aren't just looking at cool fights. We are looking at the moments that redefined the medium, the scenes that broke the internet, and the reveals that changed the industry forever. If you aren't ready to have your soul crushed and rebuilt, leave now. This is the definitive top 10. Hashtag 10, Naruto vs. Sasuke. The Final Valley, Naruto Hagla. We have to start with the blueprint of the fated rival trope. Look, I know we've seen 1,000 fights since this aired, but let's be real. Nothing hits quite like the silence at the end of the Final Valley. Studio Pierrot went absolutely nuclear with the budget here. This wasn't just about ninjutsu or who had the bigger explosion. It was about two boys who had been hurting for 700 episodes, finally screaming their trauma at each other. The hand-to-hand choreography? Absolute cinema. When the music cuts out and you just hear the sound of flesh hitting flesh, the desperation is palpable. It wasn't just a fight. It was a breakup and a reunion rolled into one. I remember the forums when this dropped. Everyone was arguing about who won, but the real winner was us. It set the bar for how you conclude a decade-long journey. Did it make you cry? Or are you lying? Because when those two are lying on those severed stone hands, bleeding out and finally calling each other friend, that's peak storytelling. Hashtag #09, Gon's transformation, Bunner x Hunter. If you want to talk about shaking the industry, we have to talk about Togashi's masterpiece. Most shonen power-ups feel like a reward. Gon's transformation felt like a funeral. When the Chimera Ant arc reached its boiling point, we didn't get a heroic moment. We got a horror movie. The animation by Madhouse here is haunting. The way the shadows drench Gon's face as he sacrifices his entire future, his potential, and his very soul just to kill Neferpitou. It's chillin'. This moment flipped the Golden Boy trope on its head. You weren't cheering for Gon, you were terrified of him. The sheer scale of his aura and the brutal, one-sided beatdown that followed remains one of the most uncomfortable things to watch in anime history. It's the definition of at what cost, and it's why HXH is still the GOAT of subverting expectations. Hashtag #08, the rumbling begins on Titan. I hope you're ready for the heavy hitters, because hashtag 7 is going to make your jaw drop. And hashtag 1? Let's just say hashtag 1 is the reason we all became anime fans in the first place. But first, we have to talk about Eren Yeager. When the walls finally crumbled and the colossal titans began their march, the internet didn't just vibrate, it shattered. Mappa took the reins and gave us a sense of scale that felt genuinely apocalyptic. The rumbling isn't just a cool moment, it's a moral crisis caught on film. Seeing Eren, our protagonist, turn into the ultimate antagonist of humanity was a twist that people are still debating in 2026. The soundtrack, The Rumbling by Sim, blasting while the world literally ends? That is pure, unadulterated hype. It changed how we view heroes forever. Hashtag #07, Levi versus the Beast Titan, Attack on Titan. Speaking of AOT, we have to address the captain. If there is one scene that defines Black Air Force activity, it's Levi Ackerman turning the Beast Titan into sushi. Before this moment, Zeke Yeager was this untouchable, terrifying force of nature who had just decimated the Survey Corps. Then, through the smoke, comes Levi. Wit Studio peaked right here. The Sakuga was so fluid, it felt like the animators were showing off for the gods. The way Levi spins, the way he shreds Zeke's arm before he can even react, It was the first time we saw a Titan actually look scared. I still remember jumping out of my chair screaming. It wasn't just a win, it was a statement. It's the most rewatched 60 seconds in the entire franchise, and for good reason. Levi isn't just a character, he's a cheat code. Hashtag #06, Rengoku's final stand Tappan Slayer, Mugen Train. Ufotable is basically cheating at this point. When Mugen Train dropped, it didn't just break records, it became a cultural phenomenon. But the moment that solidified its place in history was Rengoku versus Akaza. Set your heart ablaze. Those words still haunt every fan. The contrast between Akaza's neon blue, chaotic energy, and Rengoku's burning, steadfast spirit was visual candy. But it's the ending that gets you. Watching Rengoku refuse to back down, even with a hole through his chest, while the sun rises, that's how you write a hero. It wasn't about winning the fight. It was about not losing his soul. If you didn't have tears in your eyes when Tanjiro started screaming about how Akaza was a coward, you might actually be a demon yourself. Hashtag #05, Luffy's Gear 5 reveal, One Piece. Now we're getting into the internet breakers. If you were online when episode 1071 dropped, you know the vibes. Crunchyroll's servers didn't just lag, they died. After 25 years of waiting, seeing the Joy Boy prophecy fulfilled was a spiritual experience for the One Piece community. What makes Gear 5 absolute cinema is how it rejected the edgy power-up trend. Luffy didn't get dark and brooding, he became a Looney Tune. Toei Animation went all out, bringing in legendary animators from across the globe to give us that rubbery, chaotic drums of liberation energy. It was a celebration of everything One Piece stands for: freedom, laughter, and the ridiculous. Seeing Luffy bounce off the ground and use Kaido as a jump rope? That's peak fiction, period. We are still chasing that high in 2026. Hashtag #04, United States of Smash, My Hero Academia. I know Ma has its critics, but you cannot deny the absolute weight of All Might's final stand. This was the end of an era. When Toshinori Yagi stood there, his embers fading, his body broken, and put everything, literally everything, into one final punch against All for One, it was poetic. The United States of Smash isn't just a move, it's the passing of the torch. The animation of the wind pressure alone was enough to blow your hair back. But it's the next. It's your turn line that seals it. It's one of the most powerful moments of mentorship in anime history. All Might didn't just win a fight, he secured the future. Every time I see that skeletal man pointing at the screen, I get chills. It's the ultimate hero moment. Hashtag #03, Gohan's father-son Kamehameha. Wait, I know what you're thinking. Isn't Gohan at hashtag 1? Nope. We've got something even more iconic for the top spot. But we have to talk about the climax of the Cell games. This is the moment that defined hype for an entire generation. When Gohan is standing there with one arm, his father's spirit behind him, and they unleash that massive blue beam against Cell's solar system destroying blast. That is the blueprint for every shonen climax that followed. It's the perfect payoff to Gohan's hidden potential. The music, whether you like the Bruce Falconer score or the original Japanese, makes your blood pump. It's visceral. It's the moment DBZ transcended being a show and became a religion. Hashtag #02, Sukuna's domain expansion, Jutsu Kaisen Season 3. The Culling Games. 2025-2026 has been the year of MAPPA, and nothing, I mean nothing, prepared us for the scale of Sukuna's malevolent shrine in the latest season. We thought Shibuya was bad? This was a whole different level of cooked. The way Sukuna moves, the sheer arrogance in his voice acting, and the way the animation shifts into this experimental, terrifyingly fluid style when he expands his domain, it's breathtaking. Watching the King of Curses dismantle entire city blocks with a flick of his wrist felt like watching a god play with ants. The Divine Flame reveal? Absolute cinema. The internet was in shambles for weeks. It's the peak of modern villain moments, showing that sometimes the bad guy isn't just scary. He's an artist of destruction. Hashtag #01. Gohan's Super Saiyan 2 transformation. Here it is. The GOAT. The moment that literally every other moment on this list owes its existence to. You knew it was coming, but that doesn't make it any less impactful. Where were you when the bird flew past Gohan's eyes? Where were you when that single tear turned into a crack of lightning? This wasn't just a power-up. This was the culmination of years of build-up. The Unleash It speech from Android 16, the brutal death of a pacifist, and then the snap. This moment is the blueprint. It taught us what it means to reach a breaking point. It taught us that anger, when channeled for the right reasons, can change the world. In 2026, after all the new gen hits and the flashy 3D animation, we still go back to this. Because Gohan going SSJ2 isn't just an anime moment. It's the anime moment. It's the reason we're all here. It's the reason you're watching this video. It is, and always will be, the undisputed king.